Baseball, live on the WB11.
From Shea Stadium in Flushing, Queens, WB11 Sports presents New York Mets baseball. Today, the Mets take on the Boston Red Sox. Their starting pitchers, Mark Portugal on the mound for the Sox, and Orel Hershiser makes the start for the New York Mets. Welcome, everybody, to Shea on this Sunday. A chance for the New York Mets to take this series against the Red Sox. They are even at 1-1 as interleague play continues on this Sunday afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, along with Tom Seaver and Ralph Kiner. Delighted to have you with us on this Sunday. And, Ralph, for the New York Mets, this concludes a week of some pretty drastic changes.
Well, the changes were drastic and surprising, too. And the Mets now with the new coaching staff and some of the players that were here as coaches are gone for a change for the New York Mets, a changing of the guards. Mets are 5-1 since that change, losing the first game of the series to the Boston Red Sox. And the overall picture now looks better for the New York Mets. Changes are not that unusual in baseball, especially with the coaching staff.
Well, if you're going to be around this game, you're just going to have to go through those.
Well, you're hired to be fired, as the saying goes.
Not the truth. It is. For the New York Mets today, we get a couple of veterans, in fact, on the mound for both teams. With the Mets, it's Orel Hershiser trying to go above 500.
Well, Orel Hershiser, they've got a great outing. The Mets did on Friday night from Masato Yoshii, great outing yesterday from Al Leiter, and now Hershiser will try to follow it up. When the Mets got Hershiser in spring training, he was sitting at win number 190. 190. He needed 10 for 200. Now, statistical milestones are big for veteran pitchers, and he has won 5 games. He is halfway there, halfway to number 200. His numbers are excellent. He's won 3 out of his last 4 ball games. I was looking for a Saberhagen-Hershiser matchup today. We didn't get it. Saberhagen is out with an injury.
So Orel Hershiser takes the mound against another veteran who's going to be on today, and his name is Mark Portugal, and he's pitching because a former Met can't.
Well, Brett Saberhagen evidently cut the bottom of his foot at home over the weekend, and he is on the disabled list. Mark Portugal, who was going to retire 2 days ago or a week ago. Now he is back active. You know, maybe he got home, saw the bill, said, well, I'll get back at it again today. Huh?
Well, we got a couple of wily veterans on the mound here in this game tonight. When we come back, New York Mets, Boston Red Sox will be wrapping up the series, and Sean will be talking with Al Leiter right after this. New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Stop by your local Toyota dealer and test drive a Camry. Toyota every day. Rotary Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. And by Ford Cars and Trucks, built for the way you live at your Tri-State Quality Ford store. Closed captioning is provided as a public service by 1-800-Mattress. Leave off the last S for savings. Now let's join Sean with the man who's become the stopper for the New York Mets.
Thank you very much, Gary. After a tumultuous week, the Mets starting to enjoy some good news these days. Al Leiter finally pitching like Al Leiter again, or at least getting the results you got last year, because you kind of feel you've been throwing the ball well all year.
Yeah, really. I think somebody asked me yesterday if that was the best stuff I've had all year, and I could easily say it wasn't, but I know at this level, results is the only thing that matters. I don't care if you throw it between your legs, you get them out, and you win. That's all people care about, and the last couple games it felt good.
I know they've been taping your left knee a little bit differently, and maybe that's kind of helped?
Well, yeah, I had a bit of a strain on the ligament on my push-off leg, which really hasn't enabled me to do certain things, north-south delivery as opposed to east and west, and just haven't felt as strong. But this tape job that Freddie Hina has put on, it's more like a football tape job that has made it feel a little bit more secure.
Not to suggest that there's any correlation, but since the coaching changes, the team has been playing pretty well. Is there a different mood here in the clubhouse?
Well, I think we had a tough week. That would say be an understatement. We obviously had some things go on, and yeah, the unfortunate thing of the coaches being let go. But I think it's just coincidental. This is a good ball club. We believed in ourselves, and we think we're going to go a long way.
Kind of the buzz around here is that when the stopper starts pitching well, it kind of has a trickle-down theory. Do you kind of buy into that?
Yeah, I do. I think Orel Hershiser Hershiser is going to pitch a hell of a game today, and you know, just everybody on this ball club starting rotation feels like an ace. I would like to think that Orel Hershiser feels like an ace today. I think Rick Reed would feel like he's an ace, and just right on down the line. So long as the starters are doing the job, let's face it, it's all based on pitching and defense.
Al Leiter, thank you very much. That is the story from the clubhouse. Let's go back upstairs to you now, Gary.
All right, Sean, thanks very much. And indeed, there's the man that Al Leiter was referring to, as it will be Orel Hershiser. Of course, a lot of years with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the manager, Tommy Lasorda, who was here the other night, commented on the man called Bulldog.
Well, I know one thing. If there's anybody that can win games, it's him, because he's got the heart, he's got the savvy, he's a tremendous competitor. And I know one thing, that we want, when he walks out there, he's going to dedicate his entire efforts to the team.
Orel Hershiser with 195 wins. We talked about him when he came to the Mets. 190 is halfway to a magical number of 200. Active, only Roger Clemens and Greg Maddux have over 200 wins in the major leagues. And Hershiser trying to get there.
He is a battler, obviously, on the backside of a great career for Orel Hershiser, but nevertheless, you get a guy who's as tenacious as he is on the mound, you got yourself a guy who always gives you a chance to win. A couple of real veterans today in Hershiser in Portugal, Ralph.
Well, Orel, of course, is well known, and Portugal not as well known unless you're thinking about Spain. And one of the things about Orel is that he won 9 consecutive years without a losing season. The longest was 1982, when Tom Seaver's 15-year consecutive win season ended with the New York Mets. So Hershiser is certainly one of the great competitors of this game, and has been turning his season around here as we move into the midway point.
For the New York Mets, these games are all big as they battle with Atlanta for first and for the wild card spot at least. The Red Sox starting lineup today, not a lot of changes. Jose Offerman at second base. Jason Varitek doing the catching. John Valentin at third. Daubach at first base has had a good series. He'll bat cleanup. Troy O'Leary in left field. Palmer met. Buford will be in center. Jeff Fry gets a start at short. Todd Nixon makes a start in right field. And Mark Portugal for the Sox on the mound.
One big change, though, for the Red Sox. Garciaparra is not playing, and he is the man on that ball club. He is the man, and he's not playing in today's game. I do not know how you can sit him down.
Got to play him every day without a day's rest.
Every day, because any day can be his day.
Omar Garciaparra just getting a day off today. He's played in 53 ball games on the year.
That was the word around the batting cage earlier, that he gets the day off, and my reaction is exactly the same as Rouse. He had a day off on Thursday. Yeah, they didn't have a game, and he started every game, but he did have a day off on Thursday. The Red Sox, and Jimmy Williams says he just needs a day off. Sit down and watch a game. And I don't know if I do it.
Saying I'm glad of that.
Thank you very much.
And here we go. Rubber match in this 3-game set. Jose Offerman leading it off, and Orel Hershiser gets it in with a strike. For Offerman, decent series here against the Mets. He's gone 5 for his last 20. He is now second in the league in doubles and second in triples. Most of these hitters have faced Orel Hershiser a number of times, both in the American and National Leagues. Offerman is 7 for 16 off here. We may not have to use the radar guns in today's game, Tom.
You know, you just use them to note the difference in velocity on the fastballs. We've talked about it before. You don't have to throw 95 miles an hour to be effective. It's a change of speeds that makes it effective. Working both sides of the plate. Now, Orel Hershiser has thrown 4 pitches. The count is 2-2. He's thrown 3 pitches on the outside part of the plate, 1 on the inside, which was in off of the plate. You're watching a guy that knows how to pitch, will use both sides of the plate, and change speeds.
Both of these pitchers are not overpowering today. Both know how to pitch. Went with a fastball away, 3-2. That's the kind of pitch Offerman in past years would have gone after and struck out.
You know, he's always been a good hitter in the minors and the majors. The problem with him has been the fact that he is not a good thrower.
And a leadoff walk to a man who likes to steal bases. So Orel Hershiser now has given up 33 walks in 59 innings pitched.
And for the Mets, it's Henderson in left, McRae in center, Aguirre in right field, Ventura, Ordonez, Alfonso, and Olerud in the infield, third to first, and Piazza doing the catching. Agbayani in right field has won that job in right field. His hitting has been unbelievable.
Roger Cedeno sitting down today. He too has put up some very fine numbers. Valentine has some great choices. First ball hitting Varitek to left field. Henderson. So Varitek hitting in the number 2 spot, flies out. Offerman goes back to first, and a 1 down. Jason Varitek moved up in the order to bat second here with Garciaparra out of the lineup today. That did cause a reshuffling as to where guys were hitting. 1 down, and that'll bring up John Valentin. Valentin, 3 hits in his last 11 games. Hershiser working to Valentin, who is 5 for 19 off him. Valentin got back in this series, having missed a couple of games this past week because of a groin pull, then came back on Friday, and he's back in the lineup now, and says he feels all right, so he's back at third base.
One of the interesting things, Varitek going after the ball on the first pitch and not giving Offerman a chance to move on the bases.
Surprised me too, Ralph, especially since Orel had struggled a bit with the strike zone against the first hitter.
Especially if you're in the on-deck circle. You guys are exactly right. You're on the on-deck circle. You see the count run to 3-2. 3-2 pitch that was not even close to the strike zone. Not even close to the strike. Didn't even give the hitter a chance to make an out. If you're sitting there, you say, listen, you got to make this guy throw a strike. Somewhere he's got to throw a strike.
That one is fouled off. We have talked about this repeatedly all season, and I regret that we do not have the ultimate answer for you. Why do you see these things that in the history of baseball are things you're not supposed to do being done so often nowadays?
Well, one of the things about the past history of baseball, we probably did the same thing. So
yeah,
you forget about those things as you get older.
Yeah.
Aha, that's the reason.
Thank God the truth has finally come out.
There's no doubt about it. If you really want to be truthful about it, those mistakes were made all the time in baseball.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Valentin. Boy, did he get in on the fist that time. Fouled it off and off his foot as well. Ball and 2 strikes still.
It's easy to say, why don't you take the pitches? Why don't you do this? Allow the player to steal the base, whatever. But there are other things on the other side. Valentin, going after the first pitch, might be saying, I want to get to this guy early. I don't want to get down to 2 strikes, and so on. So there are offsetting factors that are involved in baseball that are personal.
Most of the time, the hitters are on their own. Williams coming out to have a look here after that foul ball caught John Valentin as he limped pretty good out of the batter's box and in front of home plate. He took it hard both ways, on the fist and on the foot.
Not much left to take away now.
Take a look at it again. The sinker coming into Valentin, and boy, that just does not feel good.
Those low inside sinker ball pitchers will do that to hitters all the time. I mean, that's one of the problems with sinker ball pitchers. You foul the top half of the ball down on your foot. I think the first player I ever saw to wear a protective shin guard was Vic Wertz, who did that so often as a left-hand batter. Left-hand batters do it more than right-hand batters.
Offerman still at first, grounded towards the hole and off the glove of Ray Ordonez. That will probably go as a base hit, but we'll wait and see. He may have had a play at first on Valentin, who obviously could not run very fast on that bad foot, but he will be credited with a hit.
I think Ordonez wanted to do that slide and turn and throw to second. He would have had a shot at second base. It would have been a terrific play. And they're going to score a base hit. I think he was thinking going right behind him there. He was going to go right to second base and not to first on that play. At least he knew before he got there which way he was going to go, and he was going to try and get the lead runner.
Even though Valentin cannot run well right now, the play would have been at second base in the only play.
Now with 1 away, here's Daubach. Moved into the cleanup spot for the Red Sox. He's done a great job of late. Dahlbeck, one of their leading hitters with runners in scoring position at .321. Very near his overall batting average on the year. He has picked up 21 runs batted in. Garciaparra leads the ball club with 43 RBIs. Hershiser went up on him and he chased it 0-2.
Dahlbeck, a former Mets player in their minor league organization, never really did much for the Mets. Now at first base for the Boston Red Sox, are a game and a half out of first place in the American League East.
Sox have struggled mightily offensively over the last week. Hershiser looking for the out, jammed him. No man's land. Henderson makes the play. 2 down.
The wind is going to be a factor here at Shea Stadium today. It was very blustery around the batting cage. And there, the high fastball. Hershiser, a good job. That fastball that is up in the zone is not in the strike zone, but just above the top of the hitting zone. And Ricky staying with that ball all the way. The gusty wind here blowing sometimes to right field, sometimes in from left field. It's going to bounce all around. That flag has been like that all day long. And on a rather blustery day here at Shea, another tough day for the outfielders if it continues that way.
A lot of glare, no sun, lots of clouds. Fouled off outside of third base by Troy O'Leary. So 2 down now with runners on at first and second. Bear in mind, Offerman, the lead runner, good speed.
First thing you have to do as a baseball player in any league is pay the cab fare and also check the wind.
In that order?
Not necessarily in that order. If you can get out of paying the cab fare, you're ahead of the game.
And swung on and missed 0-2.
You just get to the hotel and jump in the cab with some dumb pitcher and figure, well, this guy, he'll pick up the...
Always go with the hitters. Don't go with the pitchers. Because the pitchers want the windows rolled up, the air conditioning off. Can't hurt that arm.
Looking for the out. He got it. Greg Bonet, home plate umpire, rings up O'Leary, who went around. And Orel Hershiser works his way out of it despite a leadoff walk to Offerman. This swing ended the inning. That's coming up. Mark Portugal will be facing the New York Mets today, and Bobby Valentine's lineup will look like this. Ricky Henderson will be leading it off in left field. Edgardo Alfonso, John Olerud, Piazza in the cleanup hole, Robin Ventura, Brian McRae, Benny Edbayagi, Ordonez, and Orel Hershiser. And the 36-year-old right-hander starts with ball 1. Mark Portugal, 3 wins, 4 losses. Veteran, a lot of ball clubs, a lot of games. And like Orel Hershiser, works around the plate. Ricky Henderson, just 2 hits his last 12 at-bats for Henderson, starting in left today. Portugal's 2-0 pitches in the outside corner. How many braces are there on that leg? Look at that knee. Breaking ball. He got it in there for a strike, 2-2.
How many braces does it take to hold up a 36-year-old aging right-hander?
We'll count them.
1, 2. I count 3. My guess is 3.
Yeah. Doesn't look very comfortable. Better than falling down, though. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Henderson down to third. Scoop. Nice play. Valentin getting into position to make a throw. 1 down.
The numbers on Mark Portugal. This is 11th start, 3-4, with an earned run average a little bit over 5.5.
Well, he had announced the fact that he was going to retire. I think when he checked out the fact that his bank account might need the money, he would change his mind.
Game back. Little disappointed. Mark Portugal, last 2 appearances came in relief. He got off to a good start with a couple of wins and then went into a funk. His ERA has jumped up to 5.77. And Portugal's last 2 starts came on May 20 and 26, both against the Yankees, and he lost them both. Then he came out of the bullpen for 2 appearances, and now back in the starting rotation for at least the moment. Edgardo Alfonso pops that one up the short. Fry backing up. Bear in mind the reason Portugal's pitching today is Brett Saberhagen's gone back on the DL.
And the defense for the Red Sox, O'Leary in left field, Buford in center, that's Damon. Nixon will be in right field. Valentin, Fry, Offerman, Dabeck, and Varitek filling out the infield positions and catching position. There is the big man for the Red Sox, Garcia Parra, who is not playing today. He's one of the great ball players that is in the major leagues right now. Outstanding ball player.
316, 10 home runs, 43 RBIs for Garcia Parra, but he's on the bench. John Olerud up.
Three of the best players in the game in the American League, and they all play the same position.
All play shortstop.
Yep. Garcia Parra, Jeter for the Yankees, and Rodriguez for the Seattle Mariners. And they are terrific, offensively and defensively.
This
that guy,
Indians is good, but not with the bat.
He's not in those class, and those three guys, the way they can play both offense and defense.
And of course, Ordonez is as good with the glove as anybody around.
Olerud takes it inside, 3-1.
When you got a guy that can play shortstop and hit 30 home runs and drive in over 100 runs for you, like those three can, you're talking about the most, along with a catcher, the most important defensive position on the field. It doesn't get any better than that. That's a real gift.
John Olerud drives it left center field. O'Leary moves over and puts it away, and Olerud is retired. So Mark Portugal retires the Mets in order. In the first inning, we've completed one on this Sunday at Shea. No score. And no score as we go to the second inning. Damon Buford will be leading it off, and showed bunt. Takes the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Buford, Fry, and Nixon due up.
Buford, a short time with the New York Mets. He was in the Alex Ochoa deal that saw Bonilla go to Baltimore.
Move the ball around again, did Hershiser. That came off the end of the bat. Brian McRae's underneath it, and Buford is retired. This copyrighted telecast authorized under television rights granted by the New York Mets solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Mets and WPIX is malum prohibita. Great to have you with us here on this Sunday. New York Mets winners of 5 of their last 6. Red Sox have lost 7 of their last 10. Sox are not hitting a lick against the National League. They are 2-6 in interleague play. Boston is hitting a combined .207. And this is a Red Sox team which was up there leading the American League for the first couple of months offensively. Jim Rice has seen, he's the hitting instructor, has seen the hitters just tail off virtually all of them up and down the lineup except for Garcia Parra. Earl Hershiser, nice play on Fry.
The Red Sox were not playing very well before they went to Montreal, Gary, and you think they'd go up there and possibly get healthy. Take a look at the good play by Hershiser, who is an excellent fielder on the mound, good athlete on the mound, and the easy out at first. The Red Sox went to went to Montreal for that interleague series, and were outscored up at they would think that Jimmy Williams, the manager, go up there and say, listen, we'll get healthy up here because this is not a good ball club, the Montreal Expos. They got outscored up there 26-4. They got crushed up there and just have not hit. They flat have not hit. Haven't hit for a week.
And they have lost their lead. They were ahead of the Yankees. Now they're a game and a half behind, still 10 games above 500. The Mets remain half a game behind. Philadelphia, Atlanta, and the Mets in that Eastern Division of the National League battling away.
This is the one place where it's going to hurt the Red Sox not having Mo Vaughn as the guy that can help you and get you out of a streak when you're not playing well, because he's the guy that can hit 40 home runs for you. Yeah, you can have a team that's not hitting if you've got a guy in that lineup that can pop the ball out for you the way that Mo Vaughn could. Of course, they didn't re-sign him, and Mo Vaughn went to the California Angels for a whole boatload of money. He certainly had an effect on Garcia Parra, who you saw there. He certainly had effect on John Valentin. There's no question about the presence in the lineup and how important that is.
Well, Hershiser is pitching. He gets the strikeout. It's his second. Caught the outside corner on Trot Nixon. Red Sox retired in order. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Red Sox and Mets scoreless. Met fans, a reminder on Friday, July 2nd, fireworks night here at Shea Stadium. Come out, see the Mets take on the Atlanta Braves, and then stay afterwards for a spectacular postgame fireworks display, courtesy of AC Delco Parts Authority. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX, or you can visit the website at www.mets.com. It's not a hot day here. It is a little humid. Orel Hershiser getting toweled down a bit there. Mike Piazza coming to the plate. Piazza, Ventura, and McRae due up. Piazza's got a 16-game hit streak. 8 hits in his last 22 at-bats. As Mike has been on a tear, both long ball and average-wise. Piazza now has upped his average, 326, 12 homers, 38 RBIs. Portugal's in with it, 0-2 in a hurry.
You know, it's amazing that the respect you get when you're 40 years old. He gets toweled down. We're talking about Hershiser. When he came to the major leagues on a day like this, he'd be sitting alone.
Age has its privileges. 1-2 count on Piazza.
Of course, winning close to 200 games gets a little respect right there.
Doesn't hurt. Piazza's had 3 home runs off Portugal in his career. He's 10 for 41 with 3 homers off this right-hander. Breaking ball misses down low. Piazza not biting on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind continuing to blow a bit in right now. Wow. Both of these guys, Portugal and Hershiser, are really mixing it up with their pitches.
Well, that was a change of pace right there. And Piazza not with a good batting average against Portugal. The 3 home runs certainly are interesting, but that change-up strikes him out. Changes speeds, one of the great things about the game.
But if you sit here and you watch the game, the last 2 games against the Red Sox, if they're watching Mike Piazza, he turned on that inside fastball the other day. Veteran pitcher going to say, well, I'm not going to throw that one because I can't get away with it. And you saw exactly what he did there, 2-2, just the big slow off-speed pitch. You know, when a hitter knows early in the series, and you see it, that he can handle that inside fastball, and his bat speed is terrific. If you're going to go in there, you got to go way in there. And that's exactly what Portugal did. He stayed away from that area to Piazza and went after him with off-speed stuff.
Robin Ventura gets ahead on this count, 3-0. That off-speed stuff, one of the reasons why, as Ralph mentioned, Portugal has the good numbers other than the home runs against Piazza. Robin Ventura, another good hitter up against facing Portugal for the first time. Robin's got 9 kids, he told us this morning, in the house now with his brother and sister there. So he can't wait to get to the ballpark. And the count is 3 balls, 2 strikes.
There's a reason for that.
He says it's like a camp out. Sleeping bags all over the place. So they get up early anyway, but I'm getting up even earlier these days. Ventura 3-2 with 1 down, nobody on. Breaking ball again. Offerman. Good off-speed pitch by Portugal, 2 down.
One of the things you have to do as a hitter against a pitcher like Portugal is you have to change your way of looking for pitches. When he's behind in the count, you won't get the fastball. You'll get an off-speed pitch. So you really reverse the way you approach the pitcher.
If you don't, you ground out. Brian McRae, 2 down, nobody on. Mack takes it up high for a ball, hitting 256 right-handed, 259 left. All 6 of his home runs have been hit from the left side of the plate. He's got 1 off Portugal in his career. And Portugal gets the strike, 1-1. 10 wins, 5 losses last year at a 4.44 earned run average. That ERA has jumped up a 1.5 this year. Inside, missed with it, 2-1.
You know, Gary, with all the turmoil around the Mets the last few days with the Bobby Valentine, Bobby Bonilla, and everything that's going on, the masquerade party that Bobby Valentine had in the dugout, with McRae and the veterans on this club, it's really been a credit to them for them to continue to play well. Talking about Olerud, Ventura, Brian McRae. And they very easily could have gone into a team funk. There was such distraction on the sidelines, but it is a credit to the veterans on the ball club that they have kept their focus on what their job is, and they have done a good job in the midst of all this.
These kind of times, it really helps to have a ball club loaded with veterans. Huh?
You got that right.
Oh, you got Olerud, you got Ventura, there's Leiter, picked it up yesterday. Said, yeah, no, that stuff goes on. You just deal with it, put your uniform on, and go play. And that means a lot.
McRae drives that one. That wind again, holding that ball up a bit. Buford came over and made the play, and Mark Portugal has retired. All 6 Mets faced. We completed 2 at Shea. No score. Welcome back, and Mark Portugal, who hadn't had an at-bat this year, pops that one up, and it's hauled in by Edgardo Alfonzo, and Portugal's retired on 1 pitch.
That was a great scene.
Did you see how angry he was?
Yeah,
he's a hitter.
This is a great.
What are you? You're laughing at an opposing pitcher.
No. I'm sorry.
I can't believe it.
And I'm sorry for laughing. But now
And you
here's a
should
guy
be.
who hasn't been up. And he's thinking, no, don't watch the ball. Watch what he does to the bat after he thinks he should hit a home run. And he gets it, he throws the bat away. And he almost hit the umpire in the head because it stuck to the glue or the tar on his batting gloves. That was quite a scene right there.
That is what you call an optimist.
He's seen other hitters do that. Ken Griffey does that sometimes. Here's Jose Offerman. Portugal's retired. Well, he's out in this inning.
If you watch and you allow it, there is good humor at
Look
the
at this,
ballpark.
look.
Portugal.
Checking his heart.
He says, you know what he's saying? I was right on that ball. I thought he hit that square. That wind in center field couldn't have kept it in here.
The guy hasn't batted for at least a year.
Yeah.
And he gets the first pitch.
I'm sorry.
Swings at it and pops it up. And then I'm not happy about the fact he popped it up.
Now, are you still telling me these things always happen in baseball? Are you going to stick with that?
You know
Yes,
what
I
they're
do.
going to say? You know what they're going to
Jeez.
say on the bus, too?
Oh,
When he
You
gets on
almost
that,
had that one.
you were just,
You were-
I mean,
you
just a
just
fraction,
missed.
just
Yeah,
missed
yeah,
that
the
mark.
wind got it.
The wind got it. Otherwise, that thing, who knows? Brooklyn, Queens, upstate New Hampshire. 1-2 delivery and a nasty inside pitch to Offerman.
This may be going to Cooperstown. This is the classic Ted Williams swing and the fling of the bat. And then he looked back to see. He knew it was going by the umpire. Oh,
And look at this.
Man.
Hand on heart. And he gets a little help, too. You okay?
They want to find out if he's still alive.
Offerman drives that one to center field again. The wind, not that it would have been gone, but a lot of these balls are being held up. 2 down.
Yeah, that's what happened to Portugal.
See, he'll come back and say, see, same thing, Jose. I had the same problem.
The wind got it.
Wind got it. 2 down. That's atop the stadium. Generally, the flags on top of the stadium down the right field line are the best at showing what generally the direction the wind's blowing in. The center field flag is not a good one to go by.
And the word you use, generally.
Generally.
On the other side of the field, it could be totally different.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, when the Jets played football here at Shea Stadium, he used to put a little flag on the goalpost, so you knew exactly when you're kicking field goals or points after touchdowns, you know which way you had to shade the ball. Wind
do
here
that here.
just swirls all over the place.
Did you pitch any differently here on windy days? No, you know, it didn't affect your
Didn't
game.
affect me at all, no.
Jason Varitek, 2-0 count.
With all those strikeouts, how the
Doesn't matter.
didn't make any
It's not
difference.
going in the air anyway. 2-1.
Rusty Staub used to say that if the Jets were taking off coming over Shea Stadium, which is one of the takeoff paths or whatever you call them, that the wind up above was blowing a certain way, and then if they were taking off some other way, it was blowing some other way. I said, Rusty, if you can hit the ball that high where those Jets are, you know, you're going to get the world's longest home run.
Another fly ball out off Oral Hershiser. Varitek retired, and Hershiser, after giving up the single to the third batter, has retired the rest of the Sox he's faced. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Toyota. As Oral Hershiser try and find somebody else's bat to hit with. A lot of games going on, of course, on this Sunday. Steve Avery pitching in that one for Cincinnati, but Cleveland ahead. Tampa Bay cannot buy a win. An ugly season there. Rain delay in Philadelphia. Schilling scheduled to go in that game. Third inning, no score in Pittsburgh. KC. They've got a postponement already in Milwaukee with Minnesota scheduled to go. Cardinals, McGuire are at home. White Sox have played very well at Wrigley Field. The later starts today. Benny Agbayani. Mercy, mercy, mercy. 9 home runs, 16 RBIs, batting .394.
He should see an awful lot of change of speeds here in this sequence. There's a fastball. That's unusual. But he has just taken hold of the fastballs he has hit. 9 home runs. Really on a wonderful home run pace.
And he got out in front of that one. Fry at short. Benny Agbayani, of the home runs he's hit 7 at home. I was looking today. 7 home runs here at Shea Stadium. So does Mike Piazza have 7. Piazza's had 100 at bats. Agbayani's had 46 at home. That's the kind of pace he's on.
And he got a changeup out there and popped it up.
If he had enough at bats, he'd be on the list you were talking about, Gary, about the guys that are on a pace for hitting 50 home runs for real.
Wow. I was thinking, Tom and I were talking about this morning. I was mentioning it to Ralph. It's just ironic what's happened. The public perception, to me, is always interesting about anything, sports or otherwise. But, you know, last year it was Sosa, McGuire, every single day, home run, home run, home run. Ray Ordonez the other way. He's got a base hit. There's the first hit off Portugal for the Mets. You've got Griffey and Canseco in the American League with 23 home runs apiece. In the National League, you've got another 4 or 5 guys who are on a pace to go over 50 home runs on the season. Sosa, Bagwell, Bell all have 20. Mondesi, McGuire have got 19. There isn't one word being written about it.
It's too early.
That's part of it, although it didn't affect last year when McGuire and Sosa.
It's the norm. It's almost like it's expected now.
I mean, 50 home runs anymore? So what?
I think one of the real stats that hasn't been talked about at all is Seattle has a pace of home runs to hit 330 in the season for one team, which would shatter the overall team home run record for 1 year.
Just amazing that that's going on, and it just, as Tom said, it's almost become what people expect. Looking for the bunt, you better believe it. Oral Hershiser, Portugal will step off. Hershiser 3 for 21 at the plate. It's raining in Philadelphia, and I'm getting a little worried in New York right now.
And you can't presume that Oral Hershiser is going to bunt. He's very good at showing bunt and then trying to shoot the ball between the hole between first and second base. The old Casey Stengel butcher boy. As it became known, you fake the bunt, pull the bat back, and then as the infielders move around, you try to put the ball in play by swinging the bat, and Earl's very good at that.
Butcher boy, said by Casey Stengel, meant chop down on the ball, and you use a butcher boy chop when you're chopping meat, and that's where he came up with the so-called saying.
Apropos. Moving in at third base, Valentin. 1 out. Hershiser does not have a sacrifice this year in Portugal, spending a lot of time watching Ray Ordonez at first base.
Things really haven't changed much, Gary. When I was playing with Pittsburgh, I had 3 home runs my first 3 at bats, grounded out my 4th at bat, and got booed. So people expect an awful lot.
There he goes. Hit and run was on. Plays at second. They're going to get 2. Outstanding play by Jose Offerman. A quick decision. Got it to Fry, who made an easy turn. So the hit and run ends up being a double play. And how about Jose Offerman? This is the guy who could not find a position to play in Major League Baseball. In this series at second base, he's looked like fill in the blank. Welcome back, everybody. Double play into that last inning.
Well, they used the runner in motion trying to keep out of the double play. But they turned a fine double play. Offerman at second base with a fine backhand shuffle throw, and they get 2.
Made two spectacular plays on Friday. Pop-up catches over the shoulder and shallow right. Hershiser back to work. Valentin gets that one by Ventura down the line. Henderson over. On his way to second base. Valentin. And he is in. Hit it hard. A leadoff double. He's now 2 for 2 with a single and a double in the game for John Valentin.
One thing about a veteran pitcher, when they make mistakes, because of the lack of velocity, you just don't get away with mistakes. And there you see the high breaking ball pulled by Valentin. You know, for Randy Johnson is throwing that kind of pitch, instead of being at 85 miles an hour, maybe 83 as a high slider, it might be at 93, and you might get away with it. But the veteran pitcher doesn't throw hard anymore. When they make mistakes, balls usually hit hard.
Brian Daubach hits that one to right field, but an atom ball almost overplayed. Agbayani hauls it in, and back to second goes Valentin. One away.
We talked about the other night, when you put Agbayani in the lineup, you put him in for his bat and not defensively, and that's exactly what Steve Phillips, the general manager, has said. He can be a liability. He double checks, rechecks, and goes back on a good play. He almost underran that ball, overran that ball, got it to go over his head.
He's checking the sunglasses here. We said early in the game there was a lot of glare. There are a lot more clouds now. The glare factor is down, and Agbayani, maybe thinking it's a little dark even, has decided to put those glasses up on top.
One thing about sunglasses, when it does get darker, you have a tough time finding the ball, so you really should be wearing the kind that flip up and down, so you don't have to use them unless you want to.
They're not stylish anymore, though, Ron.
No, they're not.
No. That one drilled towards the gap. Agbayani glasses up. Won't have a play on this one. Coming home to score. Valentin throw to second base. No chance there either. O'Leary drives in the run, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Troy O'Leary delivering his 36th run batted in.
Third ball in a row hit hard by the Boston Red Sox. The ball by Valentin, and then Daubach, and now O'Leary. And you can see Agbayani looked like a wet part of the turf in the outfield. I don't know if he had a shot at second base or not.
Damon Buford. Think he would have held the runner because O'Leary looked like he was going to stop.
And when he saw him go down, boy, he just turned it on, went right to second base.
It'll be a double and an RBI for O'Leary, and the importance of that is it puts him in scoring position with one away, takes away the possible double play. Buford takes it outside, 1-1. So the Red Sox now with a run on 3 hits off Orel Hershiser. Buford looking for his first hit off the Mets right-hander. He's 0 for 6 lifetime off him, including the fly ball out today. Fastball 1-2. Orel Hershiser's been hit fairly hard, as Tom said. When he's off, he gets stung. Opponent's hitting 287 off him, and right-handers 326, way above the left-hander numbers at 238. Down and away with 2-2.
And if you look at numbers for my veteran right-hander like Hershiser is, and you look at left-handers hitting less than right-handers against him, you know that the off-speed pitches are becoming his out pitches. That will tell you that he's using that off-speed pitch a lot against left-handed hitters.
2-2 delivery. Buford swings and is gone. Third strikeout for Hershiser. Let's take a look at today's Dodge trivia question. On this Sunday, this Boston franchise had 3 nicknames prior to Red Sox. What were they? What were the 3 other nicknames for this Red Sox franchise?
Don't look at me. I didn't
look at you.
I didn't go back that far.
Jeff Fry, runner at second base and 2 down.
The Boston ballpark, Fenway Park, was built in 1912. The opening day in Fenway Park was the day that Titanic sunk. So they weren't even on the front page with that new ballpark in Boston.
Having been a Red Sox fan all my life, let me assure you things never changed. The Titanic kept on sinking and still does.
Of course, the curse of Babe Ruth is the thing to talk about. The Red Sox won 5 World Series before they traded Babe Ruth. They have lost their last 4 since that trade. One time to the Mets in 1986, which was a unbelievable loss.
2 ball 1 strike count on Fry. 2 down. The last time they won a World Series, 1918.
1918.
And you know
and
that if
Babe
you-
Ruth was a starting pitcher
That's
for
right.
that team.
The Red Sox have retired 4 numbers in their franchise history. They are on the right field wall way up top.
Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, 2 of them. Joe
You know what?
Cronin.
Joe Cronin.
Joe Cronin. Grounded down. First base, Olerud. He'll make the play.
Yes, Rasky.
And Carl Yastrzemski. And if you put those 4 numbers up in a certain order, it's 1, 9, 1, 8.
Wait and worry with the Watchwords this week on Wall.
New York Mets baseball is being brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. With Tom Seaver, Ralph Kiner, I'm Gary Thorne. And thank you for being with us, everybody. Another good ball game. This series has had some fine baseball played in it. Good pitching, great defense. Ricky Henderson leading it off, grounded out his first time up, hitting at .232. All-time leading base stealer, now up to 1,301 in his career. 6 stolen bases last 6 games, but he's had trouble getting on hit-wise. 2 for his last 13. Mark Portugal has given up only 1 hit. That was a single by Ordonez in the 3rd inning. 1-2. Portugal 7-5 lifetime against the New York Mets. Faced the Mets a lot when he was pitching in the National League last time around with Philadelphia, and did not get the call on that one. 2-2.
You would call him a peripatetic pitcher.
Whoa. On Sunday too.
A pair of what?
Peripatetic. Much traveled pitcher.
3 ball 2 strike count.
You know, speaking of Sunday,
Yes.
the Red Sox didn't play any games until 1929 on Sunday in Boston. They played their first Sunday game in 1929, and they played in Braves Field, the National League ballpark, because the ballpark at Fenway was too close to the Back Bay Church.
You realize your Freudian slip there?
No.
They prayed at Braves Field.
Well, they prayed a lot in Boston since 1919 when they traded Babe Ruth.
3-2 delivery, foul back. Well, after all, we're talking about the home of Puritanism. Roger Williams' establishment in Rhode Island spread throughout New England.
That's true.
So Puritanism would not allow the playing of games on Sunday of any kind, much less baseball. And that is our history lesson for this Sunday. Get Seaver off the floor over there. Henderson strikes out swinging. Portugal's got 2 Ks.
One of the things I always heard was Roger Williams was never a Red Sox fan.
But he played a good version of Autumn Leaves. All right, here's our Dodge trivia. The Red Sox franchise, 3 other nicknames. What do you think?
One is Puritan.
One is Somersets, which is of Indian derivation, Native American, and Pilgrims, which would make sense. Fouled off the mask by Edgardo Alfonso that time off Veritek. So see, Puritanism raises its ugly head again. 1 away here in the 4th inning. Seaver won't join our conversation, Ralph. Look at him. He won't talk to us.
He's speechless.
He's looking at the wall.
This is really a stretch, I'm telling you.
Edgardo Alfonso batting at .293. 5-game hit streak for Fonzie. Two strikes.
One of the things about the Boston Red Sox, Babe Ruth was a pitcher for the Red Sox. Started his career with Boston. He had a record of 49 wins and only 20 losses playing for the Red Sox from 1914 to the year 1920.
Offerman. 2 down.
His last year in 1919 with the Red
2
Sox.
away here in the 4th inning.
He was a outfielder and he was a pitcher, and he played in 111 games in the outfield and drove in 112 runs in 111 games. He was then traded to the Yankees for $150,000 in money and a loan of $300,000.
That one drilled by Olerud, right field. It'll fall in for a base hit. And Olerud is on with a 2-out single. Even today, that's a pretty good deal.
And the loan was for the financing of a musical on Broadway called No, No, the Net. A great musical and a great hit.
Yep.
Frazee was the owner of the ball club at that time and also a Broadway producer.
Seaver still won't join our
my question to Ralph is an obvious one. I mean, we sit here and desecrate all the pitchers. When you talk about Babe Ruth, do you talk about him as a hitter or a pitcher? Because he was a darn good pitcher.
He was a great pitcher. He was 5-0 with the Yankees as a pitcher.
0 for 2 is Mike Piazza, leaving a base runner on. 1-0 Sox. I bear in mind here that I do not write these, but I do read them. The most delicious pastry is staring you in the face. Just one problem: it's in the trash. Should you eat it? Well, it's up to you. But take it from George Costanza. Don't get caught doing it. It's Seinfeld tonight at 11, only on the WB 11. And what was the quote by? No one ever went broke underestimating the American public. 1-0 lead.
That was Somerset Maugham, wasn't it?
Well, it was a collaboration. Mencken and Mon, who did not write that copy. Fouled off by Trot Nixon. Nixon called out on strikes his first time up.
You saw a shot of Jim Rice there, the hitting coach for the Boston Red Sox, who has done a terrific job. His 5th year coaching the Red Sox. He'll have his hands full without Mo Vaughn. 27 years in the Red Sox organization. Last year that ball club led the American League in doubles.
They're a doubles team in Fenway, aren't they?
He is a great hitter. He is the interesting thing about Jim Rice, I was talking to him about it today, and he was one of the strongest hitters I have ever seen. He is the first hitter that I ever saw hit a home run when the ball was behind his back hip, which is almost impossible. And you see it a lot today. You see it a lot of balls hit to the opposite field as Nixon strikes out. I know I'm going to get Ralph's on this, but I actually saw Rice, which I thought was an amazing feat in the sense the ball was behind his back hip and he hit the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, he was as strong from the forearms down as anybody that played the game.
He is the first man and the only man that I ever heard about that ever checked on a swing and broke the bat in half.
I saw that. I remember that game.
Check swing and the bat broke in half. Didn't
So
hit the
strong
ball.
that he actually stopped the handle of the bat so quickly and so hard the barrel kept on going.
That's right.
Now, you don't teach hitting the ball back behind your back hip,
No,
do
you
you?
don't.
No.
Although they say that Williams would hit the ball out of the catcher's glove, which is pretty far back too.
Yeah, but his hands weren't back
His
there.
hands weren't back.
Yeah, Rice's hands were back there when he hit the ball. Rice's hands were back behind his back hip when he hit the ball. That's how strong he was.
And that's how fast the bat had to move.
And that is about how far he hits the golf ball today, too.
Yes, he hits it
as far
90
as
miles.
yeah, as far as anybody.
I was playing golf in front of him and was on a green that was 350 yards away. And he hit the ball just to the right side of the green. Almost hit us on the green. I told him my lawyer would be calling him the next morning.
He has an immediate infectious smile till you go up to him. You know, I mean, he had a terrible relationship with the press, which I guess everybody, if you play in Boston, that goes to the territory.
Got a chance, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so Joe, get in line, take a ticket, you know. But I mean, you can go up and see him, and he's got one of the most infectious smiles you'll ever want to see.
One of the most vicious writers that ever wrote for a newspaper in the world was a guy named Egan.
Boston.
Boston. Colonel Egan.
Two down, Jose Offerman.
I thought you were going to say Dick Young in New York.
Oh, he was. Dick was good. He was good at that.
Offerman has walked and flied out. Oral Hershiser's walked one and struck out 4 now. That one to right center field. Agbayani and McRae aren't going to get this one. 396 mark, chance for a triple. He's rounding. He's going to go. There'll be no relay throw to third base. A stand-up triple for Jose Offerman, who started the day second in doubles and triples in the American League. That'll be triple number 6 on the year.
Jose, who started his career with the Dodgers, had a tremendous amount of all-around ability, has always been able to hit, led the league in errors at shortstop 4 years for the Dodgers. They moved him off the team, but he still can hit.
He still can run.
He still can run. He still can field. You know, all the research you do for this job, you read about everything, and everybody says, you know, Jose Offerman can't play defense, and he has been spectacular. He's done everything here in this series. He has hit, he has run, he's made great defensive plays. That play on the double play ball when Hershiser was bunting was not an easy play, and the backhand flip was perfect. The pop-ups that he caught the other night, he has been terrific in this series for the Red Sox.
Jason Varitek looking for a big 2-out hit now, and a 1-1 count. Varitek 0 for 2, couple of fly ball outs. Red Sox 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position so far today. Boston actually on the season's done a pretty good job of that. 271 with runners in scoring position. Nevertheless, they are 9th in average and 10th in runs in the American League. They do not hit with power. Even though they round up some doubles, they are 9th in slugging in the league. There you go, station to station. Grounded to Hershiser. Nice play. Helping yourself out. Varitek's retired. No runs. The triple by Offerman, but he's stranded at third base. 4 have been left on. 3 in scoring position by Boston in this game. Red Sox lead it. Check out our Toyota line score as we say hi to Mum. Looks like this 1-4-0 Boston. New York Mets 0-2-0 off Portugal. Mark Portugal and Oral Hershiser in a pitching duel here at Shea Stadium going to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Robin Ventura will be leading it off. McRae and Agbayani will follow. A good crowd on hand here today. Lots of folks in the upper deck as well as all of the others. Portugal missed with that one down low, ball 1. They've started in Philadelphia. Rain has stopped. Toronto's got a 2-0 lead on Philly. Philadelphia half game ahead of the Mets, who are 5 games behind Atlanta. Oh, off-speed delivery, little nubber. John Valentin make sure that got into his glove. Had some spin on it. 1 down.
The off-speed pitch, and Robin Ventura was way out in front of it. That's where his bat hit is way out in front. Balance is off way out on the front foot, and Valentin at third. You're exactly right. You don't know how that ball is spinning when it's going through that grass out there, and he made sure, knowing that Ventura does not run well, he had plenty of time to get him at first.
Ventura retired. Portugal continues to have the Mets hitters off stride here. He's given up only 2 hits in the game, both singles. John Olerud and Ray Ordonez have them. McRae flied out his first time up. Max 6 for 23 with 1 home run lifetime off Portugal. Brian McRae hitting at .257. McRae's been hitting well over the last 14 games, about .310. Hitting back into the lineup. Playing out there in center field. And the breaking balls on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What a catch he made here Friday night, huh? That's one of the best we've seen all year. That was spectacular. Going deep into left center. Full out.
Self parallel to the ground and right on the inside corner. 3 strikeouts for Mark Portugal.
That catch on Wyman Brave was a catch a la Tommy Agee. Good fastball.
See, the hitters are leaning in, out, forward. Just he's got him off stride. He is he's really doing a number out there right now. That'll bring up Agbayani, who popped out his first time up. Agbayani, 389, 9 home runs. First ball hitting to third. Valentin's got to wait. Foul ball. In the would you believe category, that Benny Agbayani would have the best home run ratio per at bat in Major League Baseball. That Paul Bird of Philadelphia would have more wins than Curt Schilling.
You're making this up.
No,
No, you're not. But
that's
it
unbelievable.
sounds like
isn't it?
you are, yeah.
How about this swing, Ralph?
Well, the leg kick, and it's gone. Out of the ballpark, and another home run by the man from Hawaii, 5-0.
Looks like Sadahara. Oh,
That's the way he used to hit, only
Yeah.
left-handed. And, of course, going back to the first guy that ever did that, it was Mel Ott.
Agbayani at the top of the National League. Head of those big names. Not necessarily Echeverria, but McGuire.
Everybody's in this parade for
Everybody's
50
on.
home runs. Get in there. 50 home runs? Yeah, we got a couple of guys that do that.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Agbayani popped out. He was caught off stride in his first at bat by Portugal. He has been very impressive so far in this game. Not this time. And another one. Way back. Home run. Benny Agbayani.
Holy cow.
Great sign.
Well, this time he does the Sammy Sosa dance after the home run, and he knew that was gone again.
10 home runs, 17 RBIs, game tied at 1. Benny Agbayani.
He knew it was gone before it got to home plate.
On the way there.
He saw that ball, and it was a high off-speed pitch.
Chopper up the middle. Ray Ordonez, 2 for 2. 4 hits off Portugal. Jimmy Williams has seen the lead slip away here. Each team now with 4 hits in the ball game, and Portugal getting touched a bit here in the 5th. This story is about ready to become real nationally. Benny Agbayani. I mean, now that he's got double digits and has kept this going long enough, national attention is going to come to him because he's going to play now. No longer a question of when will he be back in the lineup. It's now a question of when you're going to take him out. If Orel Hershiser takes the strike.
Well, the first question when he first came up last year was, when will he go down again? And he did go back to the minor leagues. This year he came up, and they said, when will he go back? Now you can say, how long will he be here?
Maybe a long answer. And Hershiser's got a base hit. Buford will hold the runner. 4th hit of the year, Orel Hershiser. 3 consecutive hits off Portugal. That will bring Joe Kerrigan to the mound.
Ricky Henderson.
We talked about Hershiser being a good athlete, good fielder, can handle the bat on the bunt, and can put the ball in play. That's a pretty good pitch by Mark Portugal. And Orel simply put the bat head down on the ball. His rear end may not have been in it, Ralph, but his heart was.
Yeah, his fanny was gone, but the heart was there, and he got the base hit. And he is that sort of a battler, as we talked about earlier in the ball game. Also, he was a fine athlete in school outside of Philadelphia. He was an outstanding hockey player. And in spite of the way he looks very benign. He is a tough guy.
Joe Kerrigan will visit as Oral Hershiser delivers the 5th hit of the ball game. Runners at first and second now with 2 down. And this is where the Mets need a big hit. They have struggled this year in this situation. With runners in scoring position, they are hitting a very disappointing .248 as a team. That's why they are 6th in average but 10th in runs. They have left more people on base than anyone else in the National League. They've got 2 down here. And Henderson 0 for 2 has struck out and grounded out. Ordonez the lead runner. Breaking ball for a strike.
Of course, one thing, Gary, you have to have men on to lead them on, and the Mets have been able to hit, but not with runners in scoring position so far this year. They have the type of hitters that can do that, though.
Ricky Henderson is one of those who struggled, 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Edgardo Alfonzo has had the biggest letdown. He and John Olerud were the best in that situation last year for the Mets, hitting well over 300. Fonzie's hitting just .254 with runners in scoring position this year. That's almost 100 points less than last year. He has been for the Mets a very good clutch hitter. This year, at least to this point, numbers down. Gotten great numbers out of some of the younger players like Cedeno. Henderson delivers a base hit leading backwards. Trot Nixon up. No play at the plate. 2-1 Mets.
Well, all this with 2 outs. You can see not a pretty swing by Ricky Henderson, but gets the wood on the ball, and that's what counts. First 2 men, Ventura and McRae, out in this inning, and then the home run by Agbayani. Or the big 2-out rally. Watch him, he never gives up on that ball.
Edgardo Alfonzo, 2 on, 2 down.
That was a pitch that was so slow that Henderson was able to readjust and stroke it to right field.
Ricky gets the RBI, and the Mets have the 2-1 lead. Henderson with 8 runs batted in at first. He gets back. Hershiser now is the lead runner at second base. 4 consecutive hits off Portugal, and Jim Corsi's up in the Red Sox bullpen. Tom said all after 2 down. Agbayani's homer, Ordonez, Hershiser, and Henderson singles. And Alfonzo's got one. Hershiser coming. Trot Nixon. Here's a throw to the plate. Off the mark. Hershiser scores, and the runners move up. 3-1 Mets.
About a veteran pitcher like Portugal, you wonder how long he can go through the lineups. He's made it through twice, and Henderson started the 3rd time for the Mets. They got to him at the bottom the 2nd time around, the throw off line from right field. So all this with the first 2 outs in the inning.
One of the things, Tom, about Cookie Rojas, the third base coach, he spends time very early in batting practice when the other team is hitting, watching the players field. And he took a gamble there, but he knew that the throw by Nixon did not come from a strong arm, and that throw off line allowed the runner to score from second. Credit that to Cookie Rojas. He sent Hershiser on this play, even though Olerud and Piazza drew up, and he scored easily on the bad throw. Good job by Cookie.
John Olerud now with a chance in the dirt. Good stop by Varitek with Henderson on at third base as a lead runner. RBIs have gone to Henderson, Alfonzo, and Agbayani in the inning. Edgardo now with 32 runs batted in, and Oral Hershiser scoring will get a rest here, giving the Mets a 3-1 lead, helping himself with a single. Coming around as Kerrigan, the pitching coach, on the left, and Williams, the manager, look on. 1-1 delivered to Olerud. 1-2. Bear in mind, Portugal has not started a game since May 26. His last 2 outings were out of the bullpen. And in the 2 starts he had against the Yankees, he went 4 innings and 6 innings respectively in the last 2 starts made. 1-2 breaking ball, and it looks like the gas tank's emptying out on Portugal. 2-2.
Well, some of the hits in this inning outside of the home run have been maybe a little bit tainted. Some funky swings, but ending up in base hits and runs batted in. It's hard to tell when he's out of gas because he's never had much of a tank to start with.
That's right. In the dirt. He's bouncing all these pitches. 3-2.
If there is an indication, that would be it. Losing the strike zone.
Not even close. Throwing a lot of bad pitches that aren't even close to the strike zone. The other thing is, does he want to get to 3-2 to Olerud? That may be what he wants to do to begin with.
Williams has to make the decision. Portugal with a 3-2 down. And that one drilled to right field. Trot Nixon is there. And Olerud is retired. However, the Mets come up with 3 runs. They do it on 5 hits in the inning. They'll leave 2 in scoring position. Mets now on top 3-1. We go to the 6th inning. 3-1 lead now for the Mets, out hitting the Red Sox 7-4.
Tom, you said that Portugal wanted to go to the 3-2 count, and there's a reason for that. He throws a fastball and gets the out to get out of the inning. But if he walks Olerud, he would have to pitch to Piazza, only he would not have been the man to pitch to him.
I don't think
he'd have been the guy from the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't think he'd have pitched to Piazza. But he was trying to set up the 3-2 pitch by throwing all soft speed stuff away to get it to 3-2. He knew that he was going to try to get Olerud out with the fastball, and he wanted to get it to the 3-2 count to make it effective.
John Valentin retired on the easy pop-up to Ray Ordonez. A reminder this afternoon, when a special effects whiz and a private eye team catch up to a killer, don't believe everything you see. Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy star in the hit thriller FX2 today at 5, only on the WB11, New York's movie station. Congratulations to Brian Dennehy, too, for a Tony Award winning performance being talked about in Death of a Salesman. I have not seen it. John, our stage manager, has, along with a million others who say it is just spectacular.
Was it as good as the original one back in way back when?
I did not see the one way back when, but the arts writers have said it's as good as any.
Jay Cobb was the actor, and of course Lenny was the name of the salesman.
Apparently it is a performance you don't want to miss. Speaking of Brian's, back up, 1 down, nobody on. He's gone 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. Hershiser with a 2-strike count will back off.
Willie Loman was the name, wasn't it?
Willie Loman. Portugal, no walks, 3 strikeouts, but tagged for 3 runs, 5 hits in the 5th inning.
That was sort of a story of a baseball player on the road.
Yeah, yeah. When the long balls left you.
That's right.
The 0-2 delivery to Dahlbeck, and he takes a strike in the inside corner. Hershiser liked that one. Orel Hershiser teeing him up here. He is really painting corners in this game. 2 down. 5 Ks in the game.
You can put this one on an instructional video and send it to the minor leagues. This is as good as you can get. Both sides of the plate changing speeds, and this a pitch that's on the inside part of the plate but started in out of the strike zone.
Deep by Troy O'Leary, right field at the wall. Goodbye, home run. Troy O'Leary with 2 down, who had a double and an RBI his last time up, makes this a 1-run ball game. Home run number 12 for Troy O'Leary, who leads the ball club in homers and 36 RBIs.
We talked about mistakes earlier and how Portugal made the mistake to Agbayani and hit the home run. And Hershiser just made absolutely perfect pitches to Dahlbach, and then the home run. He got it out over the plate. And again, a guy that does not throw hard, cannot get away with many mistakes. Gives up the home run.
Damon Buford with 2 down. There is Troy O'Leary.
Take a look at the location of that pitch, right out over the plate.
Buford drives it to center. Brian McRae hauls it in, and that will do it. But the Red Sox able to add one here as the 29-year-old Troy O'Leary, 23 homers last year, now a dozen this year. New York Mets baseball was being brought to you by Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth. 3-2 ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. And that one hit by Piazza in the gap, left center field, 371 mark off the wall. Played back in by O'Leary, and a stand-up double leading off the inning for Piazza.
Earl Hershiser, last inning, to pitch out over the plate. And watch the location of the strikeout. This ball is going to be in off the plate in. Comes back, great movement, late movement of the ball. Now watch this pitch. Here's the home run, and the movement is not late, out over the plate. You can tell it's very similar to the way that Agbayani hit the ball. He just saw it coming. It's almost as if he turned to the catcher and said, "Hold it, I'll take care of this one." Both home runs seem to have, the hitters had enough time to be able to just sit, cock, and wait for the ball to get there and drive it over the fence.
Had hit me all over it.
Only the second home run given up by Hershiser. Now with a double picked up by Piazza, Jimmy Williams had wanted to get Portugal through this inning. Doesn't do it. He'll go to the pen right now. Check our Toyota out-of-town scoreboard as Jim Corsi completes his warm-ups. Portugal out of the game. Cleveland still leading Cincinnati, and Avery the starter. Montreal beating up on Tampa Bay again. That started after a rain delay in Philadelphia. Schilling was scheduled to start that. KC over Pittsburgh in the 5th. Rain out there. Runner on at second base, Piazza. Robin Ventura 0 for 2 today. Jim Corsi's first pitch, hacked foul, strike 1. Corsi came on Sunday night in the extra inning, Friday night rather, in the extra inning game, and got the win. He worked an inning, walked 1, struck out 1, did not give up any hits. Corsi on for the second time in this series. Robin Ventura, fastball taken inside, 1-1.
You wonder about that pitch, because one thing here Ventura is going to try and do is pull the ball to the right side. And when you pitch a batter inside, that's the ball you can handle and pull.
And that one pulled again, but foul. 1-2 count on Robin Ventura.
You know what he's doing? He doesn't have a fastball, and he's trying to throw soft stuff in there, and they won't be able to hit it fair. You pull it all both out foul.
Yeah.
I mean, the first pitch was way inside, may have been a ball, and Ventura really rolled that top hand and got it into foul territory. He's done the same thing twice now with 2 strikes. See if he's going to go away with that off-speed stuff that dies away from the left-hander.
1-2 delivery. Robin, he did. Went away. O'Leary backing up now, hauls it in. 1 down. Robin Ventura retired, 1 away.
Well, Tom called that correctly. He stayed inside, got 2 strikes on the foul balls, and then went outside, and he hits the ball to left field, and the runner cannot advance.
Yeah, but you know what the key really is, though? How do you get there? How do you get to 2 strikes? How do you get the fly ball out there when you know you can't get 2 strikes on a hitter like Ventura when you got the stuff that Corsi does? And he's throwing the ball inside, exactly what you're talking about, Ralph, and saying, listen, I got to throw it in there because I want that ball to be fouled on the right field line. That's where I want my strikes to be. Jerry Koosman used to do the same thing. He did it with a good fastball, but he would leave pitches that were not real good pitches to hit, but the velocity wasn't there, and hitters would hit up 9 miles foul down that left field line, right-handers, and they think, God, I just missed that ball. and then all of a sudden he gets you 2 strikes and you throw that fastball on the outside corner and be about 3 feet behind it. You got to find out where you can get your strikes in the sequence of pitches. Of course, he's been around. He knows how to do it.
Drilled in the air, right center field. Brian McRae, way back of the wall. Trot Nixon, goodbye, home run, 2-run shot McRae. 5-2 Mets. Mets are second in the league as a team in home runs. They've added 2 more to the total today. McRae now has 7.
And all 7 of his home runs have been hit as a left-hand batter. And this one gives the Mets 2 big insurance runs.
5-2 lead. Agbayani's got the other home run for the Mets. So Jim Corsi coming on in relief, greeted by a home run to the second batter he faces. Cleans the bases. Here's Agbayani. He got his 10th home run in the 5th inning, 1 for 2 today. The Mets continue to pound out the long ball. 1-1 delivery. Inside to Agbayani, 2-1.
Right out over the plate again, Ralph. Looked like a screwball or an off-speed palm ball. Change up that did not get down and away, and Brian kept his hands back, hit that right on the nose.
Cut off Offerman, a throw. Not in time. Fry tried to get that ball coming over from short. Went by him. Offerman picked it up. But Agbayani is on with an infield single.
Well, a good backup play by Offerman, who's had some sort of a wonderful day or series with the New York Mets. Made a good play, almost got the man at first base after Fry can't make it.
See why Fry couldn't cut it off. The ball hit the base and died. Fry had cut across it. If it hopped, he might have been able to pick it up. He was playing a short hop. It never hopped. Hit the bag and right down into the dirt. Ray Ordonez now step off by Corsi.
2 real good things on that last play. The single by Agbayani. Offerman backing up to play defensively, and the hustle by Agbayani down the line. You can't presume that Offerman is not going to be there, and Benny was hustling down that line and just did beat the throw.
Corsi's given up 4 home runs now, the 4th being the one hit by McRae. Agbayani, the base runner, with 1 away. And Jim Corsi trying to keep it at 5-2. Red Sox had got it to a 1-run game on the home run by O'Leary in the 6th inning. Red Sox now see it go up to 3 as the Mets add 2 more here in the 6th inning, and not done yet. Orel Hershiser, the on deck batter. Jimmy Williams going to the bullpen to try and protect Portugal, but he's charged with 4 runs on 8 hits over 5+ innings. And the pitch taken for a strike. 1-1 to Ray Ordonez. Boy, Ray's been hot. He's got 10 hits in his last 20 at bats. He's putting the average up there. There you see 78 home runs this season, second only to Arizona. Diamondbacks with 98 lead the National League, 20 ahead of the Mets. And as Ralph mentioned earlier, the Seattle Mariners lead the majors as a team in home runs. Agbayani being held at first base. Staubach over there. Runner goes 1-1. Ordonez punched it out the left field, and this will be an easy double play. Throw comes back into Offerman, and he'll tag Agbayani. O'Leary made the catch. Agbayani running. Ordonez hits into the double play. Ordonez was trying to put it into the shortstop hole when he cut to second base, but he ended up hitting a fly ball instead. Bob and Ed Doman loves those fireworks, folks, and so will you. Friday, July 2nd, firework night here at Shea Stadium. Atlanta Braves are in town. Sponsored AC Delco Parts Authority. Tickets 718-507-TIXX, or you can visit the website www.mets.com. Bob and Ed Dahlman knows fireworks are good. Come see him July 2nd. Bring the kids. See you at Shea.
Maybe somebody will put a cherry bomb underneath
You
Bob and Ed Dahlman.
I'm telling you, you are just brutal.
What?
Bob and Ed Dahlman likes you. He liked the way you pitched. He's always been a supporter.
Yep.
We asked him. He said yes.
Yep. He says yes to everything. Bob and Ed Dahlman, would you like to go on a long trip on a slow boat? Yep.
Again, this is the second time in a series he's turned his back on you.
Do you still like me, Bob? I don't know. You know, he and Mr. Met ought to go on a long trip just to get things ironed out, you know?
They got a piece of copy they can take with them. 3-1 count on Jeff Fry. And he walked him.
You know what, they can make some of the noise too.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be a nice, peaceful, quiet Sunday afternoon.
Back to baseball.
Can't have it.
That is the second walk given up by Oral Hershiser, and just in case, Mets will have the bullpen ready. Hershiser's longest outing came against Philadelphia, 6 2/3. Last 3 games, 3 starts, 6, 5, and 6 respectively. And Dave Wallace, the pitching coach who took over for Bob Apodaca, is on his way out to talk with Hershiser as we are in the 7th inning. Red Sox with a runner on. Mets leading at 5-2.
Now the bullpen started to throw immediately at the start of this inning. Turk Wendell got up down there. Hershiser is not a pitcher that is going to finish a game for you. That's the general rule. Yes, and he does have a 3-run lead, but what is his pitch count? Usually the pitching coach, as it was with Bob Apodaca, would go out there and take out the pitcher if he is to be relieved. They would like to get through this inning if they could, obviously, with him. Wallace, a former pitching coach with the Los Angeles Dodgers, has been Steve Phillips' right-hand man as far as pitching has been concerned in the organization.
And that one ripped into right field by Trot Nixon, and that may be it. A leadoff walk and then a Nixon single, and the Red Sox are going to bring the potential tying run to the plate here in the 7th inning. Oral Hershiser, 6 hits off him in the game. He has been very effective. A couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. The question now is who's ready, if anybody, in the bullpen. You saw Bobby Valentine telling Piazza to go to the mound. He wants to give the bullpen a few more tosses here, but he's ready to make the move. Dennis Cook has been up with Turk Wendell. Piazza will take that slow walk out where he goes and says, I have absolutely nothing to say. I was ordered out here, so don't hurt the messenger.
Have you made plans for dinner? Where are you going to dinner, etc.? We are just buying time. And we'll see which way Bobby's going to go here. That's the tying run at home plate. You can see Dennis Cook.
Reggie Jefferson is the pinch hitter, Tom.
He's not pitching to him. There's no way.
Oral's walking around the back of the mound. Kind of like waiting for your own funeral.
Oral says, well, maybe he is. Is he or is he? No, he is not.
Waited as long as he could. So Reggie Jefferson has been announced as the pinch hitter for Jim Corsi. And now that the bullpen is ready, Dave Wallace will make another walk. So Hershiser still with a chance to win his 6th of the year. We'll hope for help from the bullpen. He'll get a nice hand from the Mets crowd as he leaves.
So all Hershiser leaves after 6+ innings, and the tying run will come to the plate. Oral looking for win number 196 for his career. 2 active pitchers in the major leagues. Roger Clemens has 239 wins, 207 for Greg Maddux. Henderson is 3rd among active players with 195, looking for 196 today, and behind him Doc Gooden has 187 career wins. Did we ever find out how many 200 game winners there are in the major leagues, in Major League history? 94?
94.
We gave that question to the crack PR staff for the New York Mets, Jay Hurwitz, and all his underlings who scuffled around and found that piece of information for us. I would have thought there would have been more than that. I thought there would be more than that, off the top of my head.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it was well up over 100, and not to that mark yet. Dennis Cook has not pitched for a bit here. Last outing came against Toronto on the 9th. Worked a couple of innings, non-decision, didn't give anything up. Kind of been rested out there. Greg McMichael, of course, has now returned for the Mets, so the Mets have extra depth in that bullpen. By the way, we have not mentioned it. Tom hit on it perfectly. We talked about it Friday night when we saw the ace reliever of the Boston Red Sox come on and get torn up. Flash Gordon, Tom Gordon. Tom wondered whether or not there might be something wrong with his arm since they went out there and got him in a hurry. Well, in fact, they sent him back to Boston for an MRI to determine whether or not something's wrong. He had 54 consecutive save opportunities that he converted, and now last 2 he's not converted on. And Flash Gordon is not with the club right now.
You said you went right from the MRI to 54, and I thought you were going to tell me he found 54 bone chips in his elbow. I said, no wonder he went back to Boston and has been ineffective.
I wish that on no one.
Oh, absolutely. Wow.
Now, Reggie Jefferson's not going to get the hit. Mike Stanley has come on to hit for Jefferson, who never got to the plate but was announced. With the left-hander Dennis Cook coming out of the bullpen. 2 on, nobody out. And the pitch is taken inside for a ball. Red Sox called up Kirk Bullinger from the minor league team yesterday to take the place of Brett Saberhagen, who's gone on the DL. So Flash Gordon not on the DL yet. They'll wait for the MRI results. And there's Saberhagen, who is on the DL because of that cut in his foot. He was supposed to start today. That's why Portugal made the start. Mike Stanley's hitting .270. And a big inning in this game right here in the 7th with 2 on and nobody out. Cook's pitch is down low, 2-0.
And to Mike Stanley, you better not make a mistake with a fastball above the waist. He is a good high fastball hitter. And he is very strong. He can hit the ball a long way. Of course, played for the Yankees.
Stanley is 3 for 8 in the times he has faced Dennis Cook. 2-0 count. Hitters count right here. 3-0. Stanley's been one of their better RBI men. 327 with runners in scoring position. He and Dahlbeck have had the 2 best numbers of the regulars in that department.
And you'll see if Jimmy Williams gives Stanley the green light here. What do you send him up for? 3-0. You let him go. You're looking for the home run.
And not close. So Dennis Cook delivers 4 pitches out of the strike zone to the first man he faces, and Mike Stanley's on, and the bases are loaded with Offerman coming up. Only 3 walks in the game, 2 by Hershiser, 1 by Cook. Bullpen remains active. Bobby Valentine will keep it alive. Darren Lewis will come on as the pinch runner now for Stanley. And he'll probably stay in the ball game. Stanley out of there, drawing the walk. This is where American League managers can get caught. Jimmy Williams had sent Jefferson up too quickly, probably should not, Jefferson rather, probably should not have had him announced quite as early, or at least tried to hold him back. Now he's used 3 players in that one spot. Jefferson never got the hit. Stanley gets a walk, and he has to pinch run for him. As the game goes along, you can get caught without a very long bench. Jimmy, of course, was a coach in the National League with Atlanta, so he is used to this kind of a game, the National League game. Nevertheless, it's not what he's been doing for the last 3 years with the Red Sox, primarily in that American League. Jose Offerman, bases loaded. 1-1. Dennis Cook in a tough situation, trying to protect a 3-run Mets lead here in the 7th inning. Triple last time for Offerman. High pitch, foul back, 1-2. Jose Offerman is a switch hitter. .263 right-handed and .337 left. His only home run hit left-handed. So by the numbers, at least, they've got him on the side of the plate they want him to be at. Offerman 2 for 5 lifetime off Dennis Cook. One-two, the bases loaded. Oh, mercy. Had him fooled, but he didn't get the call. Hershiser responsible for the first 2 runners, Fry and Nixon. 2-2 delivery. Full house. Varitek is the number 2 hitter on deck. Nobody out. 3-2. Fry, Nixon, and Lewis on the bases. Offerman grounds it towards second base. Edgardo Alfonzo. Ordonez. That's it. A run will score. Not hit hard enough to turn 2. Red Sox get a run in as Fry scores from third after having drawn the leadoff walk, and it's a 5-3 game.
That's a good play by Alfonso at second base to get the lead runner. It keeps the double play in order. With Offerman running, you really have no chance to get the double play in case, unless the ball is hit right on the nose. Alfonso keeping the double play, so that giving his pitcher a chance to get out of the inning with just 1 run.
First and third, 1 away. And Jason Varitek, who is 0 for 3, only 3 for his last 20. 7 home runs for Varitek, 22 RBIs. Cook will throw over to first base. Offerman at first. Red Sox trying to mount a comeback here. 1 run in the 7th inning. Still only 1 away. Cook wants the double play ground ball. Strike 1 on Varitek. Varitek checking with Wendell Kim at third. Suppose there is a chance here Offerman might run. He's got 11 stolen bases, but he's been caught 7 times. Oh, 1. Long look. And that one hit in the air to left field. Ricky Henderson near the warning track will have room and hauls it in. Throw will come to second base. Offerman will get that back. Sac fly as Trot Nixon scores, and it's back to a 1-run game. 5-4. Now there are 2 down. Credit Varitek with the RBI and the sacrifice fly. He's got 23 runs batted in.
He did not miss by much, putting the Red Sox out in front. Just a fraction down that left field line. Ooh, right in the middle of the plate. Good level swing, and just a fraction on the bottom of the ball. Holy mackerel. Good play by Offerman to get down to scoring position, too, knowing Ricky was going to get that ball.
Now John Valentin stands in. .255 hitter off left-handers. 2 down. Tying run potentially. Right out there at second base with speed, Jose Offerman. 2 for 3 today. Valentin with a double and a single. Outfield deep on Valentin. Speed pitch for a strike.
Do you think there's a chance in this game that we're going to see Nomar Garciaparra in the 8th and 9th inning?
Mercy.
I would think somewhere you can.
Unless we don't know something about his condition. He didn't start today, supposedly. Just a day off. Here's the 0-1. Fastball this time, 1-1. John Valentin 2 for 6 in his career off Dennis Cook. Seesaw game here. Each team's had the lead. Inside fastball strike 1 and 2. Boston got a run in the 4th to take the lead on O'Leary's double. Mets came back 3 runs in the 5th inning and jumped out. Red Sox cut it to 1. Hershiser, good start. Responsible for the run scored in this game. 1-2 delivery. Just missed. 2-2.
Greg Bonin, the umpire behind home plate, has that delayed strike call. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to be a strike or not on a very close pitch. That one just missing inside. And Bonin will wait a couple of seconds before he rings it up.
You notice that?
Give a little anxiety to those pitchers is exactly right.
Runner goes and fouled off. With 2 down and a 2-2 count, Offerman decided to take off. Nobody was holding him close to second base.
And Brian and Robin Ventura way back at third. That's one of the reasons why. There's no real reason to go on this steal third base unless you know absolutely that you can steal it. We had 2 outs. Good speed.
Dennis Cook didn't even look back on him last time, so Offerman kept edging off and had a huge lead. 2-2. Outside this time, 3-2. Cook has been all around, just missing that 3rd strike. 3-2, 2 down. There's Garciaparra getting the bat.
What a hunch, huh?
Here's the 3-2. Runner going again and strike him out. So Dennis Cook gets the strikeout on Valentin. And Orel Hershiser, charged with 4 runs and 6+, could still win this game. A 5-4 ball game. The Hall of Famer Tom Seaver here. Tom,
what a setup job.
Enjoyed between innings here as 2 of his all-time favorite characters and supporters on hand. Mr. Met, of course, on the left, and Bobbinhead Dollman on the right. Tom, you're not watching our picture.
No, I've got to look up these pictures. Oh, I've got work to do here.
This guy was just called up from Pawtucket, where he had worked in 11 games, 12 innings. His brother Jim Bullinger has pitched in the major leagues for a while. Now Kirk Bullinger's back. 9 years in professional baseball, 7 years rather. This is his 9th major league game. All the rest of it at the minors. So Bullinger comes on in relief, with the Mets on top by a score of 5-4, and Cedeno will come on as the pinch hitter for Dennis Cook in the number 9 spot, with Henderson and Alfonso to follow. Cedeno is a pinch hitter, 273. Down to third, playing in was John Valentin. 1 away.
Boy, he has had 2 of those balls at third base that are hit right off the end of the bat. And very tentative because it gets right to the glove, and the spin can take that ball anywhere. Watch the swing by Cedeno, and it'll come right off the end of the bat. Right down off the end of the bat and squiggle down toward third base. You got to be a little bit tentative, which is difficult to do because of the speed that Cedeno has too, but a good play by Valentin.
So Bullinger retires first batter he faces at the major league level this year. And 1 away. Henderson now up, bottom of the 7th inning. Henderson an RBI single in the 5th rather. Edgardo Alfonso's had an RBI single this game. Agbayani's had the home run, 2 RBI homer by McRae.
One of the things you want to do when you come out of the minor leagues, if you're not sure, you got to lose your hat on the delivery of the pitch to try to fool the hitter. Watch this. Now, see, now you get the hitter to look at that hat, and then you sneak that slider right by him.
Pretty tricky stuff. He's got that sidearm delivery. 1-1.
The veteran minor leaguer does not stop the motion in the middle of that. That's what you learn.
7 years worth. Just got called up yesterday. Red Sox on a road trip probably do not have a lot of hats. At least not the size Kirk Bellinger wears. He's lost it twice so far. Of course, we've lost it more times than that today, but he's trying to catch up with us. 237 average for Henderson. Ground ball right back to Bellinger. 2 down.
As long as we're getting all over Mr. Bobbinhead, Doll Met, or whatever you call him, and Mr. Met, etc.
You're the one getting
I'm the one. Well, I was a little bit. I got my wires.
Things go well. It's we. When it's you.
Now, wait a minute.
Who's negative? It's you.
Right. Got it. You interrupt. Yeah. The Red Sox, one of the classic uniforms in baseball. I'm leading to something here.
I know you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen the Los Angeles Dodgers uniforms?
Yes.
I mean, there are traditional uniforms. The St. Louis Cardinals, the people of the Yankees, the history of the game, right? The Red Sox. Oh, it's just from a historical standpoint, the great classic uniform. You've seen the Dodger uniforms. They got some blue tops with this. They've had one of the great traditions in baseball history.
You've seen the billboards at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah. With all those people. Have you seen the Kevin Brown the other night pitching with that god-awful uniform that he had on?
Yeah.
Why?
They're owned by Fox.
Well, they ain't getting it. They don't understand it yet. Let's put it that way.
Rupert Murdoch did not make his money.
With that hat they had, that stupid hat they had,
yeah.
That'd be like the St. Louis Cardinals taking that. Take those Cardinals off the bat across the front of the uniform. It's one of the classic baseball uniforms ever.
Is anything else?
Simple. I know, it's just so simple. You shake your head in disbelief. Well, can it be true?
They've almost removed the organ as well. They now are pumping in loud, obnoxious music like everybody else.
Well, now that we're getting into everybody's kitchen here.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Here on our final day at work for the Mets, we just wanted to say it's been most enjoyable being with you. Edgardo Alfonzo delivers a base hit to left field. Well, Alfonzo's on with his second hit, 2 for 4 today. He's got an RBI, a couple of singles. And the Mets, leading 5-4, want to tack on more. They've got 11 hits in the game. Olerud Piazza due up. Fonzie's getting his swing back. He had to kind of step back a little bit on that. That sidearm delivery will get you bailing a bit. Good job. That's going to be it, however, for Bellinger. He will have worked 2/3 of an inning, charged with a hit, responsible for the base runner. Bellinger will leave the game, and now with John Olerud coming up, Jimmy Williams decides he wants the left-hander on to face him, so Real Cormier is out of the pen. 1-run ball game in the 7th inning. Strategy employed here. Both managers trying to get the matchups they want. With John Olerud coming up, the left-hander Real Cormier is out of the bullpen. Cormier has worked in this series. He came on Friday night, worked a couple of innings, and got touched up for 2 hits, but he struck out 4 and was not charged with any runs against him. 32-year-old left-hander.
I am a front runner. That song's okay to play. That noise is all right. Yeah, that's one of the classic rock and roll songs of all time. You can play Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Yes.
And Wooly Bully. That's acceptable.
Absolutely.
We just object to the ones we don't like.
I came to the ballpark listening to Randy and the Rainbows, for God's sake. Here is John Olerud. Left-hander against left-hander. 2 down. Runner at first base. Edgardo Alfonzo, the runner. One of the big questions when John Olerud came from Toronto was how would he hit against left-handers. He has answered that sparklingly well, thank you. 286 this year off the southpaws. Now that he's no longer required to pull the ball as Toronto wanted him to do. He sprinkles line drives hard to all parts of the ballpark. Domback holding at first base. 1-0 count on Olerud, is batting .316. John has not had a good month of June. Hitting 195 coming into this game today in the month of June. 8 for 41. He's had one hit today, 1 for 3.
The thing about the firing of the coaches when Tom Robson, the hitting coach, got fired with Bob Apodaca and Randy Neiman was that he was right in the middle of that kind of slump that he was starting in, and he was the one guy that was most vocal. There you see the bench and the coaching staff for the Mets. He was most vocal about the support of Tom Robson. He said he was really important for his hitting, and Robson's departure couldn't have been, the timing couldn't have been worse for John Olerud. Mickey Brantley, the new hitting coach, out there working with his hitters every day. And they work together in spring training. They know each other. This is nothing new. They know these hitters. The hitters know the hitting coaches because they've worked together a lot in spring training.
1-1.
But hitters and pitchers will develop relationships with people that they work with and for. A certain hitting coach that will relate more. It doesn't have to be the designated hitting coach, and not any coach knows everything about everybody. You can learn from everybody. Basic fundamentals, and each hitting coach has to know the basic fundamentals of why certain hitters are good and what makes them good consistently.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And Olerud. Oh, Dahlbach makes a nice play. Good play by Brian Dahlbach, who is coming off the bag. The ball was not hit hard, but because he was on the bag, he had to move a little bit here to get to this. Otherwise, that would have been at least a single. Instead, inning over.
Are you ready to face Hank Aaron?
Hank Aaron will be at Shea on Saturday, July 3rd, as the Mets commemorate the 25th anniversary of his 715th home run. All kids will take home a Hank Aaron commemorative mini bat, courtesy of Jayco Electronics.
I'm sure glad I don't have to face Hammer and Hank.
Be here when the Mets battle their division rivals, the Atlanta Braves. For tickets, call 718-507-TIXX.
Take a look at our Toyota line score. The Mets 5-11-0 through 7. Boston 4-6-0. Orel Hershiser still the pitcher of record for New York. 4 runs, 6 hits over 6. Mark Portugal, good start, ran into trouble in the 5th inning when the Mets scored 3 runs on 5 hits. Jim Corsi surrendered what is now the go-ahead home run by Brian McRae, a 2-run homer. Mets will make changes here, and Benny Agbayani will move around into left field, and Roger Cedeno will come on and play right, with McRae still in the middle. And Greg McMichael, second appearance of the year, came on Friday night off the DL. And McMichael looked pretty good. He'll get a second appearance. He worked an inning, gave up 1 hit, and walked 1. In his first appearance this year. Finished up last year, injured in spring training, long DL, long recuperation in the minors. And now back with the Mets. Brian Dahlbach will lead it off as we go to the 8th inning.
And this is a situation that the Mets have normally brought Armando Benitez into the game. Benitez pitched yesterday. Usually Bobby Valentine had used Benitez in the 8th and then Franco in the 9th. But with McMichael back, we'll see if this is going to be the routine.
Benitez might get to share more of the save opportunities situations, mightn't he, Tom?
I would think so. That's the role that they want him to eventually assume, to be the closer, be that guy out of there. When you've got that kind of fastball, the old classic flamethrower that can come in and strike out the side. Well, Benitez is that type, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. They want him to develop into that, certainly.
McMichael just the opposite, all off-speed stuff. And Greg McMichael will set up his fastball, but it is not an overpowering fastball. Stayed inside to Brian Dahlbach. They want to check, see if he went around at third base. No, Ed Rapuano says. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Dahlbach. Game still in jeopardy here for the Mets. 5-4. Red Sox getting 2 in the 7th inning to get back into it. The RBIs. Varitek got it on a sac fly. Pull him to within 1. 2-2. Check swing. He went around on that one. Greg McMichael gets the strikeout. 0 for 4 in the day for Brian Daubach.
Take a look at it again. The off-speed pitch. He certainly went. McMichael a lot like Jim Corsi on the other side of the field. Corsi with the herky-jerky kind of funky delivery. McMichael somewhat the same way. He fits perfectly in the bullpen pattern for the New York Mets with that kind of herky-jerky sidearm, semi-submarine delivery. The Mets have a lot of guys coming out of that bullpen who just have different looks. They can give you different looks. The home run ratio for O'Leary. Big odds against the right-handed pitchers.
Stayed inside again. Missed that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
McMichael with that delivery, basically going to be a sinking ball pitcher. Going to pitch both sides of the plate, change speeds.
O'Leary, the leading home run hitter for Boston now with a dozen, as we mentioned, after he picked up the 12th home run. Last couple of years, he's hit the ball a lot harder, home run wise. 23 last year, 15 the year before. 23 a career high for him in professional baseball, home runs in a season. And that one misses inside. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Troy O'Leary. Bear in mind, Garciaparra is still waiting over there in the bench.
Take a look at the motion from Greg McMichael. High knee kick, shoulder drops down, a little herky-jerky, head flies, get you out in front, change speeds.
Can't get much more on the front than that one was.
You can't. Good arm speed and nothing comes out. You know, looking at the Red Sox, and we talk about how difficult it is for them to have scored in the last 6 or 7 games. If they stay in contention, they're going to go out and get themselves a bomber. They're going to go out and get themselves a guy that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And the fit for me is a guy like a Bobby Bonilla in that ballpark. American League DH is right where Bonilla probably will be most effective in baseball.
Reached for that one. Left field. Benny Agbayani's got no play. It'll fall in for a base hit, and O'Leary is on, representing the potential tying run. So Agbayani, you can move him, but you can't hide him.
Swing of the bat, and it looks like, yep, right off the end. About the 5th ball today we've seen come right off the end of the bat. The swing could fool the outfielder, but that ball just was not hit hard enough for Agbayani to get to. And of course, the outfielders playing deep to prevent the 2-base hit. It's still a 1-run ball game.
Buford batting, and he's out. The ball hit him when he came out of the batter's box. Jimmy Williams will come argue. Greg Bonet, the home plate umpire, immediately made the call, and all of the Mets, Piazza, Ventura, and McMichael, thought that was the case. If you're still in the batter's box and the ball hits you, it's a foul ball. If you're out of the batter's box and the ball bounces up and hits you, you're out.
That's one of the things in baseball. It's an automatic argument, no matter which side, because it is just an interpretation or a judgment call. Said no, he wasn't in the batter's box. Yes, he was in the batter. No, he wasn't. He was still in there. No, he wasn't in there. And a good reaction by Piazza. That was part of the sell right there. Piazza immediately said, hey, yeah, ball hit him, ball hit him. And whether Jimmy Williams is looking for help, I don't know. Take a look at it again and look at his feet. His foot is still in the batter's box.
He should not have been out.
Pretty good argument for Jimmy Williams. Now, he may get tossed out of this, but it is strictly judgmental. That foot is still in the batter's box when the ball hit him. But a good sales job by Mike Piazza may have convinced Greg Bonin that, yes, he was out of the batter's box.
Frank Pulley is coming in for second base. He's the crew chief. Greg Bonin did not ask for any help on this. Probably Williams is arguing that too. That's another usual argument. Hey, you can't see it. It's in front of you. You screen. Ask for help. Bonin They made the call immediately, and Williams pressing the argument here. It's a big out in a 5-4 game. Becomes the second out of the inning with a runner at first. He's about run out of time here, and I think he's ready to go.
Well, he might be out there just to get thrown out, too. This is the way Bobby Valentine did the other night. He went out and argued that catcher's interference call, and you knew he was out there to get thrown out.
Williams thought about it. Bonet said, "You want to get run?" Williams decided to go back.
Well,
that wasn't even that close.
No, wasn't close at all. Asked for help.
So 2 down. Big out. Jeff Fry. O'Leary remains on at first base, 2 away. 8th inning. Mets leading by a 1. And McMichael comes in with a strike.
Is something wrong with Garciaparra?
Yeah.
Got your shortstop up. You're down by a run. 8th inning. You're going to save him for the pitcher. In the 9th, if you don't get the run here. He's had a bat in his hand.
Putting stuff up like he's going to play. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't understand this one.
Fry hitting .228. Garciaparra .316. And he's preparing to come into the game. Why would you bring him in as a defensive replacement in the next half inning and not hit him here? Straight up change. 1-1 ground ball towards the middle. Nice play. Ordonez can't hang on. Tried to make that running throw, and it's going to be an error, and the inning stays alive.
Well, he had it, he didn't have it, he had it, he didn't have it. He got a long range to get that ball on the first base side of second base. I thought after the first bobble, he is such a good athlete and so graceful, you thought maybe he would come up with it. Couldn't find the handle the second time. I was looking to the dugout to see where is Garciaparra.
4 errors, Ray Ordonez in the year, and Trot Nixon strike 1. Red Sox 2 on. That's the first error of the game. 2 on, 2 down. And now Garciaparra comes out in the on-deck circle to hit for the pitcher. I don't know. And Fry would have been the straight up. 0-1. Swung on a miss. Only 1 man left on the bench for a backup catcher, but you got to try and win a ball game.
That's your shot. Best hitter, tying run on first base. That's your shot right there.
Remember we mentioned earlier, late innings you get caught. He used that one situation where he used 3 players because he got a guy announced, Jefferson, before he could step in. The Mets changed pitchers. Jefferson came out, Stanley hit, and then they put Lewis in as a pinch runner. 3 guys, 1 spot, 1 series. Trot Nixon, the 0-2 delivery by McMichael's outside, 1-2.
Same thing Bobby Valentine did the other night. It was 3 guys in 1 spot. And Matt Franco was going to hit. And they brought in the left-handers, and then so they brought up Pratt. Pratt went to first base, and they had to put in Lopez. So they burned 3 guys and 1 at bat. You carry a lot of pitchers. You carry a big pitching staff. You have limited number of guys to work with off that bench.
Fouled off or not? No, missed it. He's out of there. McMichael gets the strikeout, his second. No runs, a hit, and an error, and 2 left on, and a disputed call. More and more people throughout the New York area are choosing to get their news from the WB11 News at 10. Join Mary Murphy, Howard Thompson, our own Sean Kimmerling with sports, and Joe Chaffee with the latest weather tonight and every weekend. The WB11 News at 10. New York's fastest growing late news. Well, we go to the 8th inning and the changes have been made. Piazza will be coming to the plate. There he is. Garciaparra comes on to play ultimately as a defensive replacement for Fry in a double switch as Tim Wakefield becomes the 5th pitcher, the knuckleballer, in for a strike. He has picked up a couple of saves this year, 15th appearance. And like most knuckleballers, when he's on, you can't come close. When it's not knuckling, he gets the heck beat out of him. Piazza swinging through it. It's like trying to hit a wiffle ball when it's working. 0-2.
One of the amazing things of watching the pizza, watching a knuckleballer throw. Look at the effort. Look at this. This is less than batting practice. And almost the harder you throw it, the worse off you are.
Catchers just love him.
They love him as much as the Bob and Ed Dollman's what they love him.
Jason Varitek. Benoit Wellham, of course, used to come on. They'd bring on a glove that was about the size of the ballpark just to try and knock it down. And he strikes him out. So Piazza batting on the knuckler.
Third baseman mounded Ventura.
Wakefield gets the strikeout.
You can see the setup of the ball. No question about the knuckleball. Well, it's almost as if the harder you swing against the knuckleball, the worse off you are. You try to pull that pitch, and he's got you. Johnny Bench used to stand right on the plate against Phil Niekro. Get right up on the plate and dare him to throw it.
Robin Ventura's had pretty good luck off Wakefield. 7 for 22 with a home run, .318 batting average. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ventura. Wakefield, of course, started with the Pittsburgh Pirates as a starting pitcher. He's now gone to the bullpen. Has been a starter with the Red Sox too, but has been so inconsistent in his performances that you just never know from day to day. And if he comes on and doesn't have it, you end up eating up the bullpen in a hurry because he gets hit hard early in a game. And a deep drive to right field. Robin waited on it, still fouls it off. 1-2.
Take a look at it again. You can see the setup of the knuckleball. No rotation. And too far out in front.
Popped up. Daubach at first. 2 down. Take a look at our Jeep game summary on this Sunday afternoon. Good ball game, still up for grabs. Agbayani, home run number 10. McRae, his 7th. Henderson and Alfonso RBI singles in the 5th inning. O'Leary for Boston, a home run, his 12th, 2 RBI day. Offerman and Varitek, the other RBIs that came in the 7th inning. Our Jeep game summary. 5-4. Mets lead it, out hitting Boston 11-7. Bottom of the 8th inning. Brian McRae with 2 down. Wakefield delivers down low for ball. Virtually all he throws, every pitch is a knuckler. Given up 70 hits, 62 innings, 35 walks, 41 strikeouts. .285 batting average by opponents against him. .36 mark and 2 saves. Tim Wakefield. 3-0 the count on McRae. He'll come in there with a fastball, and that missed too. So he walked him on 4 straight.
Well, this will be interesting watching Benny Agbayani hit against the knuckleball. You got to send Brian McRae here, try to pick up a run, don't you? Get him down to scoring position. Absolutely.
Especially against a knuckleballer. Gets there so slow, you get a great jump. So hard to handle for the catcher. Agbayani with a 2 for 3 today. Now 405 on the season. 2 down, and the knuckler's in there for a strike. Brian McRae being held at first base, 2 stolen bases, but he's been caught 5 times. Varitek throws him out 28% of the time. Wakefield will step off, expecting he's going to go. One strike count. Pitch out, not going. You're wondering about Benny Agbayani with a home run ball. Here it was in the fifth.
Osby pitched it. Benny saw it when it was about halfway to home plate. You could see him slowly cock, and he knew exactly where the pitch was going to end up. He was right on that. He crushed that ball.
It's that hard to short. Garciaparra with a force at second base over to Offerman. That'll do it. So the Mets are retired in the 8th inning. We go to the 9th. Mets 5, Red Sox 4, and Garciaparra will get his first at bat. New York Mets baseball is being brought to you by Toyota. Stop by your local Toyota dealer and test drive a Camry. Toyota every day. Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. General Motors, people in motion. Closed captioning provided as a public service by 1-800-Mattress. Leave off the last S for savings. Gary Thorne, Tom Seaver, Ralph Kiner, welcome back. Save situation. He's got one of them, Turk Wendell.
And no Armando Benitez and no John Franco. Benitez pitched yesterday. And where John Franco, maybe a little tenderness in the elbow or shoulder or the pitching arm. And so a new guy in a save situation.
Garciaparra first at bat. Down the line, Benny Agbayani. This is going to be a play at second. Double. So Nomar Garciaparra delivers a huge hit. In a one-run game, he's a potential tying run. He's on at second base.
Well, we wondered where he was last inning with the tying run on first base. That's a slider up in the zone right down the left field line. And Garciaparra runs very well. I'm telling you, if Agbayani gets that throw on the base, they had a good shot. With body language by Turk Wendell. They had a shot at him if it had been a perfect throw to second base. But Garciaparra never hesitated. Didn't hesitate out of the box, and he never hesitated at first base. He was going all the way.
Turk Wendell now. Tough situation in the 9th inning. Jose Offerman fouls it back. Offerman batting .319 on the year. A chance to tie this game up with a base hit. The outfield has moved in a couple of steps on Offerman. He has only one home run. He is a gap hitter, but the Mets outfield still moving in a couple of steps, believing they can get that ball up in front of him if he gets a base hit. And that one, a broken bat bloop. Ray Ordonez. One down.
Great pitch by Wendell. Sinker right off the end of the bat. Another ball off the end of the bat. Well, those are the kind of things when they leave the bat, you don't know if they've got enough juice to get over the shortstop's head. And a good play by Ordonez. You see that glove go up and that ball go in, and the pitcher all of a sudden takes a big sigh. Whew. That's a big out. That first out, a big out.
Farrell ended up a few rows back. Souvenir. Now Jason Varitek. Varitek, RBI and a sac fly. 0 for 3 officially. And Wendell gets a strike. Mets leading it by 1, trying to take the rubber match game here in this series. And Wendell looking for his second save of the year. Fooled him badly. Ate him up inside. 0-2. Turk Wendell's only save April 30 against the Giants. Valentine brings him in here. 0-2 count, holding the runner close at second base. 2 down.
I don't think you can get a pitch farther out of the strike zone and have a hitter swing at it. That ball is about a foot inside. And he tried to get out of the way. Varitek did to swing at it.
Slider, slider, slider.
And if you don't like that one, I got another slider for you.
2 down. John Valentin. Nomar Garciaparra, the runner at second base. Strike one.
Dirk Wendell's 34th game for the New York Mets. 34. And they played 61.
The rubber arm.
I hope he's around in August.
0-1 timeout. Both the Mets and Red Sox 8 and 7 in one-run ball games. And that's what we've got here.
One of the things Bobby Valentine has to be careful of is going to that bullpen too much. He knew they were good coming out of spring training. That was part of his game plan to get his starters to get to the 6th or 7th inning. But you look at Dennis Cook has been in 28 games, Franco 27, and Wendell 33. This is his 34th. That's a lot at this stage of the season.
0-1 delivery. Missed outside. Piazza tried to pull it back in. 1 ball, 1 strike on John Valentin. Red Sox looking for that one big hit to get this ball game tied up. Mike Piazza thought he might have lost that one. It was in the webbing of the glove. 2-1. And Turk Wendell wants the new baseball. Piazza scooped that one out and said a little prayer that he still had it. Let's get the go-ahead in the 6th inning. The homer by McRae, counting for 2 RBIs. Corsi charged with the go-ahead run. Orel Hershiser still the pitcher of record for New York. And 1 out away here, the Mets, while the Red Sox are 1 hit away from tying it up. Here's the 2-1. Valentin takes it. 3-1.
Alan Watts has been throwing in the bullpen for the New York Mets. Now, he hasn't pitched in about 8 days. And Benitez has not been up. There's Watson. Franco has not been up.
Gotta believe, Tom, if they were healthy, they'd be up. 3-1. 3-2. So the fans are up. 2 down, 9th inning, 3-2. Valentin will keep it alive. Three-2 delivery again. Left field. Agbayani. He gets it. It's over. Wind blowing it. Backs up. Holds it in. Mets win it 5-4. Orel Hershiser 6-5. Jim Corsi takes the loss. 1-3. Second save of the year for Turk Wendell. And for Benny Agbayani, an eternity.
And a few deep breaths on that bench, no question about it. We talked about the wind in the 1st inning. And Benny just stayed with it, stayed with it, and stayed with it. There were a few people over there on that bench, that Met bench, taking some deep breaths. Another good offensive day by Agbayani. Here, look at it again. The 3-2 pitch. Got it up above the top of the strike zone. Turk Wendell got away with a pitch there. And it's simply perseverance by Benny Agbayani in left field. Gets it. And Turk knows it.
He ran as far as Agbayani did.
He's got to come out of his shell, that kid, I'm telling you.
So the New York Mets have taken the series from the Red Sox, winning 2 out of the 3 games. And the Mets continue to be a hot ball club, having won 6 of their last 7. We'll be right back to Shea. Mets 5, Red Sox 4. There you see the winner, Orel Hershiser, goes 6-5 as the New York Mets get the 5-4 win in this ball game, and Turk Wendell comes away with the second save. And the Mets have now won 9 and lost 7 in the one-run ball game departments. And for New York, they continue to be a hot ball club over the last week, Tom.
You know, one of the things that I say about this ball club, and we talked about it earlier at the start of this ball game, about all the stuff going on around it, the stuff between Bobby Bonilla and Bobby Valentine. The veteran Orel Hershiser on the mound. The veterans Ventura, O'Rood, Piazza, etc., just hanging in there playing baseball. It's very easy to get distracted, but again, I'm very impressed with the character of the veterans in this ball club holding stuff together. Congratulations to Orel Hershiser, 196. That's an important number for him, and he's getting there closer and closer.
Tom, one of the veterans who's delivered under tough circumstances, Brian McRae, did it again today. Here's a guy he and Bonilla both put on waivers. Nobody claimed them. They both knew it. But in the 6th inning, Brian McRae came alive, runner on base. This is home run number 7 on the season. As he drilled this off Corsi, who had come out of the bullpen, and that proved to be the game-winning run. So Brian McRae, another one of the guys who's not been taken out of his game because of what's gone on this past week.
He goes on as a professional. His father, you know, he talked about his guy at Heritage. His father had a great professional attitude about how he played the game, Hal McRae, and he follows right in his dad's footsteps. Hal McRae, one of the most respected veterans in the game of baseball in the American League when he played with the Kansas City Royals.
Now, how much of a need for concern is there regarding the bullpen, Tom, in light of the fact that both Benitez and Franco were not even gotten up to throw in the bullpen today?
I think there is concern. I don't know whether Franco does have an injury or not, or whether he has some tenderness or not. There's a difference between tenderness and an injury. I think the other issue is how many times are you going to use guys in a row? Armando Benitez pitched yesterday. He simply may have said, listen, this is a ball club. We got to spread the responsibility around. We've got to give Benitez a day of rest.
New York Mets interleague play continues to be their advantage, not for the Red Sox. I don't think there's any question in light of the fact the Red Sox weren't hitting up and down the lineup anyway. Without the DH, and Stanley's been one of those guys who's filled that role, they really get hurt, and it's showing up in their interleague numbers where they've won only a couple and lost 7.
I mean, they got trounced up in Montreal, outscored 26-4. If they're going to get anything going, they got to get back to the American League where they can use the DH to put some runs on the board.
Now the New York Mets will hope to make some ground here in the National League as they go back to playing National League opponents.
Well, they've been doing pretty well, other than just the Yankees. They've been doing pretty well. They'd like to see if they could keep Boston in town a little bit longer. They'd be very happy.
Yes, they would. Yes. Indeed, they would. Mets continue hot dog. Good week for New York, both pitching and hitting wise, as they come away with a victory here, and they take this series from Boston. That's it from Shea Stadium today. Our final score: New York winning it by a score of 5-4. Orel Hershiser, who came on to win the ball game as the starting pitcher today. Tough one for Mark Portugal, who had a decent outing but had one bad inning when the New York Mets got it together, including this home run. Benny Agbayani now has 10 dingers this year, and Benny and the Mets is becoming the theme song here at Shea Stadium. Jimmy Williams Red Sox, they are the losers today despite bringing on the knuckler and the argument on an important play at the plate on that ball that hit Buford when he came out of the box. Our next game of the WB11, Mets take on the Cardinals. We'll see you Thursday from St. Louis, 8 o'clock. McGuire and company will be there, and so will we. Cheers is coming up, followed by the 11 movie FX2. That will be at 5. For Ralph Kiner, Tom Seaver, and all of our crew here at Shea Stadium, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you from St. Louis.